So this is the Real Wargamer. Looking at just starting the first scenario actually of La Sombra del Águila, or Shadow of the Eagle. Bailen 1808 is the battle. I was thinking that from my experience, from my gaming experience, modest gaming experience, I think that I've stumbled on fairly nice progression for getting into tabletop paper Napoleonics, so not miniatures, not computer games, but not just hex games. I'm also thinking of the area games as well, and for that matter also, I guess included in there would be well, a game that I've played, Bonaparte at Marengo. So the progression is starting with the Vivictus, and these identifications may not be exactly correct, but the Vivictus series, Days of Glory. I'm talking about the one that has, I think has dozens of battles. So the Days of Glory Vivictus battle series. Start there and then move from there to this series, Shadow of the Eagle. Actually, I guess I'll talk about the progression, right? So Days of Glory, you start off with Days of Glory because you have all the basics. The basics of a Napoleonic battle, your different arms, cavalry charge, leaders, sure, but that's about it. So to go from that level up to this one, Shadow of the Eagle, you're going to add incremental strength loss, and you're going to add orders and orders changing. Yeah, because Days of Glory has in command and out of command, but I don't think Days of Glory has specific like attack and defend orders. So you're jumping up to, or it's not jump, stepping up to Shadow of the Eagle. You're going to add incremental strength loss, which is great, and adding specific, I should say, what? Battle specific orders and orders changing, sure. And no, that's about it. You're just adding those, and then from here, maybe you step up to the Simtac series, and I definitely do not remember the name of the series, but the Simtac battle series that includes Sagunto, Rivoli, and a few more. So I think you're going to step from Shadow of the Eagle here up to the Simtac series because you're going to step down a level. Yeah, I think the major, definition of the step from this to the Simtac series is you're stepping down, which means that you're basically having the hex scale, and so you're getting that more detail. You are adding more levels of detail. I think you still have incremental loss. You still have an orders changing mechanics. But yeah, I would say it's the detail you get with, you have cavalry charges here. As a matter of fact, you have cavalry charges here. Oh, look at that. I see cavalry countercharge in the index. I didn't remember that. I didn't remember cavalry countercharge in Medellin. Well, in any case, you have more detail. So you have just a couple of formations in this game. You have you have more than that in Simtac. Yes, in Simtac series. Okay, but you just get the more detail. And then from there, you step up to the La Bataille series, where you just add on just a few more layers of detail. So yeah, it's a nice progression. Victus Days of Glory to start with, step up to this one, Shadow of the Eagle, then step up to the Simtax series, then step up to La Bataille. And again, that's just one progression. I wonder, okay, you got the Area series. Trying to remember. I don't remember what that series was called either. And then you have the block Napoleonics commands and colors. Napoleonics. You have the Napoleonic 20 series. But those could be added to this progression I'm talking about, but those don't really fit specifically in this progression I talked about. Okay, so I was thinking about that recently, and as long as my interest in Napoleonics holds for now, I'll probably go through that progression. I thought about the Days of Glory system after I thought about these two, the Shadow of the Eagle Simtax series and La Bataille. Okay, so we will start by taking a look at the first scenario. There are 4 scenarios in Bailen 1808, and I'm starting with the first one. It's called Vedel est arrivé, and it's only 3 turns. It has just barely the 3 arms involved, as well as light infantry. So we'll see how it goes. So here we are. This is basically that way's north. So this is the northeastern part of the battle map. Here's village of Bailen. What do we got? We have about, what is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 10 units on each side. There are some things to look at already. What was that? We're starting right off here, basically engaged, or within engagement range. What is of note? Again, the last 3 turns, starting with the French turn. That's the turn track up there. We're going to start at 1700 hours. We're going to go to 1800 hours. These are 30-minute turns up here, which actually fits with the rest of the scaling. Orders. There is no orders phase in the first turn anyways, so we'll only get to the second turn of this battle scenario anyways. But Spanish, all units defense. I think, it's got to be. So these are units from different. Well, I see. I actually like this, by the way. So I'll grab these 2 real quickly. So the command is indicated by you might call it a kind of flag graphic down there, which I like. It's colorful, which goes along with the period, and it is visible from normal distance to the battle, the battlefield. But you see, you can see they're basically 2 mixed commands. And these guys are, same command. So you basically have a mixture of 2 commands here. And so this is kind of I don't know that it was technically an ad hoc force, but put it this way, this one Spanish leader, might as well take it closer. So this is Corona. Might as well review some things because I already cannot remember. A leader, morale factor and shock factor. Those are the 2. It's 0 and 0, so not much to say about that. But that is, morale factor. and shock factor, morale factor, shock factor, but nothing in this case. Yeah, so these were troops from 2 different brigades. So that is the 2. Yep, that is the 2. The 2 different flags correspond to the 2 brigades. There was a brigade Reading and Coupigny. But they, for this scenario and in this case, they are brigaded under Corona there. So that's easy. 1 commander, a task organized force here, and they're on the defense. That's funny. When I was setting up, I thought it was the reverse. Nope, the Spanish are on the defense. Okay, so the French, Ponceau and Boussard. So that's there's Ponceau. He has kind of the Swedish-looking blue and gold flag there, and Boussard is underneath the overall commander. So no, he isn't. I was going to do that, but then I changed it. This is the overall commander here by himself. That is Vedel. Yeah, Vedel. So Ponceau and Boussard both have attack orders. That's what's important. But Cassagna is back here. These must all be brigades. I'm assuming they're all. Well, again, I guess I won't say that if I'm not certain. His formation has no orders, so that's easy. Attack, and no orders. And then we have the army commander there. Okay, and what do we have here? We got -1 and 1 for Vedel, so -1 morale, 1 for shock, and Boussard has 1 and 1. And the other 2 have 0 and 0. Okay, that's enough for orders. Then we have orders change, which we'll get to that. So what does this tell us? Divider numbers 3. And okay, so the Spanish side, Corona can change 1 orders. He can attempt 1 orders change per turn. So how's that different? Yeah, Vedel can do 2 orders changes per turn. But then again, wait a minute. Why would Corona need? It says detached units from Reading and Coupigny brigades under Colonel Regiment Corona's command. That's funny. Why would? I don't see that he would need to. No, I don't see how that's relevant. He doesn't have anybody to change their orders. Oh well. But the French do. So the divider number is 2. And again, Vedel can do 2 orders change attempts per turn. But he has 3 subordinates. So bottom line is he cannot attempt to change the orders of his entire command. All right, reorganization. The base is any hex in Bailen. So here's the Spanish force. Their base is any hex in the village of Bailen. French base is hex AM1, La Carolina Highway. That is, yeah, there it is. It's nice when these things are labeled. You read them in the text of the game, and they're on the, so La Carolina Highway up there labeled, and so AM1 is about, okay, it's way up here, way up there. Okay, makes sense though. The French are, that's their rear, and the Spanish rear is Bailen. Okay, leader, Spanish command radius is 3. This is important. Spanish is 3. So I think it can go 1, 2, 3 and then extend, but I have to watch that. And then I cannot remember if cavalry are treated differently. Let's check on that. Okay, so the two things I found is that so there is not extension. I thought I was playing a game recently, a Napoleonic game, that had that. So I wonder if I'm thinking of the wrong game. So I do not see any type of extension. So it's a hard 3 for the Spanish. It's given in this scenario. And the French have 3 in this scenario too. So 3 and 3. The other unusual thing I found is that it is intervening hexes. It very specifically says do not count the hex of the unit or its leader. So it's 1, 2, 3 intervening hexes mean that the cavalry are in command, and then 1, 2, 3, basically the only unit out of command is the infantry way out here on the far left flank for right now. Okay. All right, and then what's left for the demoralization? The game uses demoralization table. We'll get to that, but that's the demoralization table. So we've got our... Oh, it's by scenario. Scenario 1, there it is. Vedel est arrivé. French. Spanish, French. Commander points. I'll have to review what those are again. But there are your three French commanders right there, and your 1 Spanish commander. Corona, Cassagne, Monceau, and Boussard. Victory condition according to general rules. Okay, and also the geographic objectives listed on the demoralization table. Oh. Demoralization. Why did I forget this already? Victory conditions. Demoralize, right. The number of divisions or brigades demoralize. I think I remember, Medellin did not have geographic objectives. All right, let's see if this is different. So yes, it's the same as Medellin, that you're looking for demoralized formations. And in some cases by geographic objectives. What do we got here? So where? Oh well, we'll get to that later. I don't see it easily available, but that's it. And deployment. That is all for the scenario. So we'll start with the French turn. We're going to go through. We're going to do movement. Then we're going to do Spanish defensive fire. Then we'll do French offensive fire, and then shock attacks. Easy enough. Movement is according to the movement stacking command and zones of control rules. Every unit on the board right now is in a, we're going to call it a normal line formation. Infantry and artillery can adopt specific formations. Yeah, cavalry does not. Infantry can be in square, skirmish, or normal. Okay, they call it normal. So every unit on the board is in normal formation, and the 1 artillery unit is obviously unlimbered. Okay.